They interrupted every frequency, every satellite feed, every radio signal, every data stream. Screens across Earth turned black before the image of a throne room filled with creatures that were not human appeared. Their language was translated automatically, broadcast into every home, school, and workplace. What they wanted was not dialogue. What they wanted was not diplomacy. What they wanted was spectacle. The Galactic Empire chose its stage carefully, for it wished not only to kill but to humiliate, to crush the human spirit before it could ever rise against them again. Behind the throne, restrained in massive pens, stood 99 million men, women, and children. They had been harvested over decades from colonies, mining worlds, and labor camps. Their existence had been hidden from Earth, concealed by alien censors and imperial propaganda. Now, they were paraded like cattle before slaughter, stripped of clothing, dignity, and identity. The camera did not pan to their faces, for the Empire wanted to focus on the numbers, not the individuals. 99 million was a number beyond comprehension, and that was the point. A death count so colossal, it would be spoken of as legend. The Emperor rose from his throne. His voice carried across the galaxy like the toll of a funeral bell. He declared humanity guilty of insolence, of rebellion, of daring to resist the natural order of alien dominion. His words were cruel but casual, as though he were reciting a law of nature. He told the galaxy that humans were vermin, spreading too quickly, defying containment, infecting the stars with their stubborn will. For this, 99 million would be sacrificed, not for victory, not for strategy, but for punishment, a display of dominance to silence future resistance. Earthwatch paralyzed. Families searched the crowds, hoping against hope to see the faces of loved ones taken long ago. Some recognized them. Some collapsed in grief before the feed. Others stared blankly, unable to process what was unfolding. The execution began without ceremony. The Empire did not grant final words, did not grant mercy, did not grant meaning. Massive arrays of energy weapons fired in synchronization. The captives vanished in waves, obliterated by precise disintegration beams. 99 million human beings reduced to ash, their deaths transmitted into every human home like a grotesque entertainment. The Empire laughed. The galaxy obeyed in silence. On Earth, grief turned quickly to rage. The collective scream of billions reverberated without sound, boiling beneath the surface of every city and every nation. For centuries, humanity had quarreled with itself, fractured by borders and ideology. But as the broadcast ended, as the Empire's crest filled the screen one final time, the divisions began to blur. 99 million dead left no room for politics. The world understood in a single instant that the galaxy had declared war not against governments, not against factions, but against the species itself. The Empire believed humans would break. Instead, humans began to awaken. Across Earth, silence spread, followed by grim determination. No one needed to declare what was already known. Vengeance had become inevitable. The Alien Council convened after the broadcast, congratulating themselves on their masterpiece. To them, this was theater. Their fleets control hundreds of worlds. Their technology spanned millennia. Their arrogance knew no bounds. They mocked the human capacity for grief, dismissing it as weakness. They described Earth as a world of animals barely emerging from their cradle, incapable of challenging powers older than their recorded history. One general compared the act to stepping on ants. The others laughed, their voices dripping with condescension. Yet within that laughter, a crack appeared. Some wondered aloud if killing so many was necessary. 99 million was wasteful, even by their brutal standards. They silenced those voices quickly. To hesitate was to invite fear, and fear was forbidden in the council chambers of empire. They convinced themselves that humanity would never dare retaliate. But deep beneath Earth's cities, councils were forming. Scientists who had been ignored, engineers who had been marginalized, soldiers who had been preparing in shadows, all emerged at once. Plans long kept secret were pulled from vaults. Research marked as too dangerous was revived. Humanity had been underestimated before. But this time, the mistake would be catastrophic for those who had mocked them. Mothers wept, then sharpened their resolve. Fathers clench fists until nails dug into palms. Children stare at the sky with hatred far older than their years. Across the world, grief became fuel. Humanity's long history of suffering, wars, genocide, betrayals, atrocities, rose in collective memory. The Empire had not broken something fragile. It had awoken something ancient. The decision came not from leaders, but from the species itself. Governments crumbled under the weight of a unified will. Old enemies shook hands. Old debts were forgiven. Old disputes dissolved overnight. Humanity remembered survival at all costs. The Empire had committed an error no other enemy had dared. It killed humans in numbers so vast that the entire planet now burned with one thought. The name of that thought was vengeance. The project had no room for hesitation. Factories that once built tools of commerce now forged weapons. Laboratories designed for medicine turned to designing plagues. Universities shifted overnight into training ground for war. The planet bent every resource, every mind, every ounce of willpower toward a single purpose: Operation Alien Extinct. The name was whispered first in underground bunkers, then in military bases, and finally in the open streets. It was not a plan. It was a promise. The Empire intercepted fragments of human communication and dismissed them as bluffs. They are primitives, the alien said. They cannot even reach the nearest stars without struggling. They cannot mass-produce warships. They cannot comprehend the scale of our fleets. Their threats are words, and words are wind. Their arrogance was absolute, their confidence unshakable. And in that arrogance lay the seeds of their destruction. Earth responded with one transmission. It was not long, not flowery, not diplomatic. It was broadcast into the void in every direction, carried on every frequency, amplified by every satellite. The words were calm. The words were final. You killed 99 million of us. We will kill every last one of you. The transmission reached the Empire. The Council replayed it with amusement. Some even ordered it archived as an example of human futility. They laughed, as if humanity's words were the last cry of a dying species. They did not yet understand that it was not a cry. It was a vow. And across Earth, preparations accelerated. Factories that once produced the tools of daily life became engines of war. Assembly lines ran without pause, no longer building vehicles for roads, but machines for space. Ore once traded for luxury was melted into armor, circuits for entertainment repurposed into weapons guidance systems. Humanity did not sleep. Humanity did not pause. The entire species moved as one, bound by a singular clarity of purpose. Annihilation of the Empire. Engineers resurrected forbidden projects. Artificial intelligence, once locked away due to its unpredictability, was awakened, bound not by morality, but by vengeance. Code rippled through hidden servers, teaching machines not to calculate profit or efficiency, but to destroy, infiltrate, and erase. Cyber warfare became humanity's first spear, silent and unseen. With every passing hour, alien logistics began to fracture. Merchant vessels carrying resources failed to arrive at destinations. Star charts were altered. Communications between fleets became scrambled. Ships stranded without orders. At first, the Empire thought it was coincidence. Then it became a pattern. Then it became sabotage. On Earth, nanotechnology advanced in dark laboratories. Machines smaller than grains of dust were designed to slip past the most advanced alien defenses. Released into captured samples of alien food, air, and water, they dismantled biological systems from within. The Empire had shields to deflect nuclear fire, but none for invisible swarms that entered lungs, bloodstream, and brain. Human scientists worked without concern for morality. 99 million dead erased hesitation. The question was no longer what should be done, but how fast it could be done. While the Empire laughed at human threats, the first ghosts of Operation Alien Extinct left Earth. They were not fleets in the traditional sense. They were silent ships built for one-way missions. Hulls coated with adaptive camouflage rendered them invisible to most sensors. Their crews did not expect a return. They carried nuclear payloads, viral payloads, and automated drone swarms. Some ships contained no humans at all, only artificial intelligence guiding them with merciless precision. They launched not to conquer, but but to make examples. The first strike hit a minor supply hub on the galactic fringe. A colony of 30,000 aliens woke to find every communication array destroyed, every power grid collapsed. Before they could comprehend the scale of the assault, the human vessel detonated, taking the colony with it. The Empire received no warning, only silence. It was written off as an accident. Then it happened again, and again, and again. Humanity was not striking for territory. Humanity was striking for terror. No announcements, no declarations, no explanations, only destruction. Where once humans had been prey, now they became hunters. The galaxy whispered of a species that did not conquer, but erased. The Empire convened emergency councils. Their leaders argued over the sudden collapse of order. Some demanded larger fleets. Others insisted on crackdowns. Few realized the scope of the threat until entire sectors began reporting economic paralysis. Banking systems collapsed as human code spread, rewriting ledgers, erasing currency, transferring wealth to black accounts. Alien soldiers found their weapon systems refusing to fire, their ships unable to navigate. Invisible hands tightened around the Empire's throat, and those hands belonged to humans they had mocked as primitives. The arrogance that once seemed unshakable began to crack. Reports described ships vanishing, convoys failing to arrive, colonies going dark. The Empire's propaganda machine told the galaxy that all was under control, that rebels were being crushed, that humans were contained. But whispers spread faster than decrees. Whispers of human fleets that traveled unseen. Whispers of weapons that bypassed shields. Whispers of a promise, carved into silence. Extinction. For the first time, alien civilians began to fear. They remembered the broadcast of 99 million dead, and they realized what had awoken. To kill so many humans had not ended resistance. It had created something worse, a predator without mercy. Human ships multiplied, built in secret shipyards hidden under oceans, buried in asteroids, disguised as stations. They emerged like phantoms. Their designs broke every galactic convention. They were crude but ruthless, efficient but unrelenting. Entire vessels built to ram, detonate, or infect. Drones launched in swarms, controlled by artificial intelligence with only one directive: annihilate. These machines did not retreat. They did not negotiate. They only advanced. The Empire's admirals could not comprehend the strategy. They were used to wars of conquest, battles over territory, negotiations over tribute. Humanity cared for none of it. Humanity did not want tribute. Humanity did not want land. Humanity wanted erasure. This was not a war of politics. This was extermination returned in kind. Alien fleets moved to intercept. They expected traditional combat. They expected humans to fight for survival, to defend Earth itself. But human fleets did not defend. They attacked. They bypassed heavily fortified positions, ignored strongholds, and targeted the arteries of empire. Fuel depots, food transports, medical stations, all destroyed without hesitation. The Empire's massive fleets, designed for grand battles, found themselves chasing shadows. Each victory against a human vessel cost them more than it gained, for while they destroyed one, 10 more appeared elsewhere. Soon, the Empire realized it was fighting not a nation, but a species united. Every human, from the oldest strategist to the youngest coder, was engaged in war. The death of 99 million had erased division. The galaxy had never faced such unity. The galaxy had never faced such relentless vengeance. Alien officers reported colonies surrendering before human fleets even arrived. Panic spread faster than weapons fire. The Empire began losing not through battle but through terror. Each intercepted human transmission repeated the same words: Operation Alien Extinct continues. No more, no less. The simplicity of the phrase made it unbreakable. The alien aristocracy, once so secure in luxury, began to fear the very air they breathed. Nanovirus outbreaks appeared in their palaces, carried by servants whose lungs had been seeded with invisible death. Their medical technology could heal wounds, regrow limbs, extend life, but had no answer for the plague that moved through code as much as through blood. Human ingenuity had weaponized both biology and technology, fusing them into a storm the Empire could not withstand. What began as isolated strikes became coordinated offensives. Human fleets attacked from multiple vectors, always striking where least expected. The Empire tried to predict the pattern, but there was none. Humans did not follow rules of galactic warfare. Humans fought as they had always fought, dirty, clever, and without hesitation. No sacrifice was too great, no tactic too cruel, no weapon too monstrous. The alien concept of honor meant nothing. The human concept of survival meant everything. The Empire gathered its fleets in desperation. Armadas that once symbolized eternal dominion now crowded the skies above their capital world. Engines burning, weapons charged, banners of power displayed with hollow confidence. Admirals spoke of discipline, of invincibility, of human inferiority. Their speeches echoed across ranks of soldiers who no longer believed. Beneath their armor, beneath their alien skins, fear had already spread. They had seen too many colonies vanish, too many fleets lost to invisible predators, too many governors died choking on nanoviruses no cure could touch. They did not face an enemy seeking victory. They faced an enemy seeking their extinction. Earth's fleets approached without ceremony. They did not announce coordinates, did not demand surrender, did not give the Empire the luxury of negotiation. They came in silence, thousands of ships forged in desperation, each a weapon designed to kill even in its own destruction. Human vessels were smaller, cruder, less advanced than their alien counterparts, yet every one carried the will of billions. They had been designed for one purpose and one purpose only: annihilation. When the two forces met in the void, the galaxy watched. For centuries, the Empire had crushed rebellion with spectacle, showcasing overwhelming firepower, obliterating resistance while transmitting the slaughter to remind all who ruled. Now it was their turn to be seen, their fleets breaking apart under the fury of a species they had mocked. Human weapons did not match alien technology in elegance, but they struck where elegance was weakness. Swarms of drones overwhelmed shields, hacking into power cores, forcing catastrophic detonations. Human AI infiltrated alien command networks, turning ships against one another. Suicide vessels rammed into dreadnoughts, detonating nuclear payloads that tore entire squadrons apart. The void became fire. Alien commanders tried to adapt. They issued countermeasures, reorganized formations, recalibrated shields. None of it mattered. Humanity did not fight as they expected. Humanity fought like predators who had studied every weakness, like survivors who knew there was no other option. No battle plan could withstand the sheer unpredictability of human tactics. Where the Empire sought order, humans brought chaos. Where the Empire calculated efficiency, humans embraced sacrifice. Every loss was fuel. Every death carried meaning. Every strike drew humanity closer to its vow. The Empire's capital world, once considered unassailable, trembled as human fleets pierced its outer defenses. Orbital stations erupted in fire as hidden viruses disabled automated turrets. Planetary shields flickered, cracked, and collapsed under waves of kinetic bombardment. For the first time in its long history, the heart of the Empire felt the weight of invasion. Alien citizens who had cheered the massacre of 99 million humans now fled into shelters, realizing too late what that broadcast had unleashed. Human ships descended in calculated waves. They did not aim for military targets alone. They aimed for infrastructure, for lifelines, for the very arteries of the Empire's civilization. Power grids were shattered, food reserves annihilated, communication hubs reduced to silence. The planet screamed as systems collapsed. The Empire's rulers watched their jewel crumble from within their palaces, their arrogance drained into despair. When their desperation reached its peak, emissaries attempted to broadcast surrender. They spoke of negotiation, of compromise, of reparations. They begged humanity to spare their species. They invoked galactic law, moral principle, shared existence. Their words fell into silence. Humanity answered with bombardment. There would be no negotiation. The time for mercy had ended the moment 99 million humans were slaughtered before the eyes of their families. There would be no reparations, no treaties, no compromises, only erasure. Human weapons unleashed protocols designed for finality. Entire ecosystems burned under orbital strikes. Nanoviruses released into the atmosphere spread through alien populations, dismantling biology faster than medics could respond. Skies turned black with fire, seas boiled, cities collapsed into ash. Human AI fleets continued the assault without pause, ignoring cries for surrender, executing the will of their creators with perfect indifference. This was not cruelty. This was justice made absolute. Alien leaders were dragged from their chambers, their executions broadcast live across the galaxy. They had once forced humanity to watch 99 million die. Now they were forced to die in the same silence, their pleas cut short by the same weapons they had mocked as primitive. The galaxy watched as the Empire's council collapsed into dust. Humanity did not speak. Humanity did not gloat. Humanity simply erased. The collapse spread outward. With the capital gone, sectors once bound by fear broke apart. Some begged for mercy, others fled, others chose to die fighting. Humanity treated all the same. Operation Alien Extinct advanced without pause, a tide of fire consuming every system, every stronghold, every remnant of the Empire. The words spoken at the beginning echoed through every strike. You killed 99 million of us. We will kill every last one of you. Species that had once allied with the Empire trembled. Some attempted to distance themselves, proclaiming innocence, offering tribute to Earth. Humanity did not acknowledge them. The message was clear. There would be no alliances, no new hierarchy, no replacement empire. There would only be silence where once oppressors had ruled. The galaxy had always seen humans as fragile, short-lived, prone to division. That illusion was gone. What they saw now was unity forged in grief, resilience turned into fury, ingenuity wielded as a blade. The galaxy whispered not of humans as prey, but as predators too dangerous to provoke again. The lesson was burned into every world. Never again underestimate Earth. On the ruined capital, silence reigned. Fires burned in shattered streets. Skies choked with ash. What had once been the heart of galactic dominance was now a graveyard. Human fleets orbited above, their weapons still hot, their silence heavier than words. No declaration of victory was issued, no anthem played, no flag raised. Humanity did not need symbols. Humanity had delivered vengeance. And as the fleets moved on, as Operation Alien Extinct continued to scour the Empire's remnants, a new order began. Not an empire, not a council, not a replacement for what had been destroyed. Humanity claimed no throne. Humanity needed no crown. Humanity's message was simpler than politics, clearer than diplomacy, more final than conquest. Never again. The galaxy listened.